Hey, Father Taylor here, and it's a wintry December 4th here at Trinity Church. And this is your weekly e-blast with a lot to blast about. First of all, last night was an amazing night for many of us here at Trinity Church at the Vesper service that was led by Reverend Adessa. She did a great job just framing this up for us. You might have heard on Sunday there was a request for to make sure we had enough nativity scenes. There were 66 nativity scenes of all shapes and sizes. The church was basically candlelit, absolutely gorgeous. As soon as you walked in, there was a sense of serenity, holiness, wonder. Amazing night. And people were greatly encouraged in the simplicity of the service. And it just goes to show you that if you take a little break to help focus you on the most important things, particularly at this time of year, God will definitely will meet you there. It can mean a whole change of your outlook for not just that night, but for how you understand Christmas and beyond. So there's some great stories coming out of last night, and it was less than 12 hours ago at this point. So anyway, so thank you for all those who helped in putting the nativity scenes together. I know La Valley Incorporated was involved for Denise for all like 855 candles that she had going, and just for the service for all who helped with some of the real nice basic a cappella singing we had. Beautiful service. Put a footnote of that because we're going to come back to that kind of a moment a little bit later. So here I am to tell you some other things. First of all, from the accounting side of church, please, if you are intending to make a financial commitment to the church, it would be very helpful to get those as soon as possible. Um, I've been at some churches recently, some very large churches that have zero annual drive. There is no annual drive. There is simply an expectation that the parishioners tithe and give to the church as their primary ministry. And so they just kind of go by faith on what they've done in the past. Uh, but we do it differently. Episcopalians, I think there were a lot of accountants in the early days. So we make up our budget on the basis of what do we have that we know is being promised to us. So again, if you're waiting on that card, please go ahead and send that in so we just get all that paperwork done and see where we are. Okay, great. Here's the good stuff. Christmas and the Christmas season is a particularly open season, so to speak, here in America. What I mean by that is that the Christmas holiday is pretty much understood by everybody as some type of a festival, some type of a fun thing, some type of a good thing. Uh, that old 1970 song by Stevie Wonder, uh, remembering like even though we sometimes did not get a things, we were happy with the joy the day would bring. So everybody kind of connects in some way to Christmas. Now, the majority of folks in our country, speaking just of America alone, get so focused on the gift giving and the gift buying and the decorations and all of that stuff that the speed of life, which is already going very fast, simply gets faster. And there's always the post Christmas depression because we sped up to it. We had high hopes, it crashes. Sometimes it doesn't, it's good. But people still connect that there's something of hope and something that they wish was true about Christmas. They wish it was true that there would be peace on earth. They wish it was true that there was someone who was so good that he would come and give gifts out so that everybody got something for Christmas. There's still a desire for connections, and that's why the Christmas season, is the best and easiest time for us who know about Christmas to make invitations. An invitation can even just be a conversation like, hey, what are you guys doing Saturday night, the 13th? Our church, have you ever been to our church? It's a kind of a cool place. It's very historic. You walk in, you feel like you're in Downton Abbey, something out of the early 20th century in England. It's a beautiful church. And the church gets decorated, and we sing a lot of the classic kind of Christmas stuff. And there's a reading about the Christmas season. It's a wonderful experience. Easy invitation. Somebody might say to you, "Well, do you mean you sing like, like regular Christmas carols? Like Here Comes Santa?" No, it's a little different. It just can engage people in a conversation. We have so many things going on that you could invite somebody on your friends and neighbors and family list to everything. And so that's why I'm asking you to first and foremost, for every person who's a member of your church, to pray, to ask the Lord to pour out his Holy Spirit first upon us, his people, his church people, to fill us with the reason for hope that the whole world is waiting for, to fill us with that reason, and to empower and encourage us to try to make an invitation. Uh, so that's the first thing. Can you pray? Please pray. Pray for each event. Pray for all the people leading the events. And pray most of all that those who do attend might meet the Lord in the event that they come to. All right? So, first and foremost, pray. Secondly, is show up. Showing up, as they say, is like 90% of the game. When we have these events, they might be more kid focused, or they might be more the Christmas season focused, or they might be more prayer focused, depending on what it is. Please come and participate. It builds up the church. It builds up all the people who know you and see you there. It builds up those people who are leading. So please show up. 2, 3, when you show up, pray for the people who are there. We can go through all the events, but every one of these events is very purposeful and has tremendous potential in changing and touching someone's life. So anyway, so be praying for people when you show up. And fourth, invite somebody to something. Invite somebody to church on Sunday. Invite somebody to one of the services or to the events or what we have going on. So please be using this event from here all the way through Christmas. This is a key month for us in our mission to help see the gospel touch lives that have never been touched before, and to encourage those who may have been attuned to the gospel in the past, but have somehow kind of slipped away, gotten distant. All right. So please be those 4 things: pray, show up and pray for people who are there, and then be praying that the Lord does what only the Lord can do in touching hearts. Okay. All right. So that's the message behind the announcements. So coming up tomorrow. So first of all, if you didn't see all these nativity scenes, they have to come down. We can't keep them up. But 66 nativity scenes in the church. It's just kind of like it's an event just to come to, and you can come to it tomorrow between 10 and 2, because that's when we are hosting Christmas in the Village. We've done this now from right before COVID, and then we expanded it. And after COVID, we've had it outdoors. Now it's all indoors. From 10 to 2, we invite the whole town to come, for people to come and have pancakes, for people to come and just be part of the Christmas cheer. And at noon, we're still hoping that some of the kids from the Terriffill School will come and sing. But whoever comes, we're going to sing at noon. So it's a big event. So that's tomorrow. You don't have to come from 10 to 2. You can come at noon. You can come at 1. But please come tomorrow. Come in, see the Nativity. Come in and see your neighbors. That's the first event coming up. And then we have church on Sunday. Advent. What an amazing season. It's an amazing season that originally, just to throw this in, Advent was 4 weeks of simply preparing for Christmas. There was no Christmas at all tied to Advent. Advent was just the preparation for the Christmas that has come and the Christmas that will come, the return of Jesus. So those 2 things. But great Advent services at 8 and 9:15 on Sunday. Coming up after that, our next big event coming up is going to be Lessons and Carols. If you've been a member here, you've probably been to a dozen of these already if you've been here. But if you haven't, you got to come. This is part of the very fabric of Trinity, is the Lessons and Carols services. It shows the entire from creation, the fall, all the way through everything leading up to and speaking about the coming of Christ at Christmas. So Lessons and Carols, great music, huge choir. They've done a lot of work all fall getting ready for that. That's two performances, one on the 13th and one on the 14th. Also a reminder that on Wednesday, December 17th, is the service we call the service of hope and healing. I got to explain this. I'm going to explain this several times so you quite understand it. This is not a maudlin service that's sad. That's for people who are just sad, too sad for Christmas. This is not about sadness. This is about being able to come without the big crowd and the rush and kids. Just a quiet service to celebrate Christmas. Hope and Healing Service is a Christmas service that it really gives to an audience of people who, for whom the regular Christmas would just be overwhelming. In the past, and it's still this way, that if you have perhaps lost someone in the past year or two, and the idea of getting together at church on Christmas just seems to be a lot, the service of hope and healing is a quieter alternative to that. It has still got Christmas readings. It still points to hope, the hope of God offered to us in Christ, coming to us in this way, in this very quiet way. I mean, there's no fanfare on his coming, right? So it's a quieter Christmas. Again, this is a wonderful service to invite somebody to. You say, hey, what are you doing? Would going to a Christmas service seem like a lot this year? Come with me to the service we have on Wednesday night. It's kind of like a Christmas service before Christmas, but without the rush. So that's on the 17th. So that's a great thing to invite people who maybe need a quieter Christmas too. So that's on the 17th. On the 19th, another event. That's a Friday night event, I believe the 19th is, and that is the centerpiece making event, which happens, it has become a big deal for a lot of folks, a lot of women. This time it's in the evening. There's a great salad meal being served. They got all kinds of good stuff. What a nice way to bring one friend and say, hey, our church makes these centerpieces. We have a little bite to eat ahead of time. Another way just to invite somebody, one of your friends too. I know it's set up as a women's thing, but I don't know. If I was around and had the time, I like Christmas stuff. You invite me to a centerpiece making. So anyway, so that's on the 19th. And the last thing I want to tell you about is on the 20th. Prior to COVID, we started having, back in those days, 18, 19, early 20, we used to have these mini retreats. And they would take up like a morning, like 8:30 out by 11:30. And two of the largest attended retreats we ever did were held the week of Christmas. And so this year we're going to do it again, but here's what's going to be different about this year. We're going to do it first thing in the morning. Why would we want to have like this little day begin? It's only an hour and a half this year, but why would we begin so early? Because if you wait later in the day, your mind gets going. There's all the things you have to do, get on we just speed up. So we want to make this a first thing. You get up, have your breakfast, come on over to the church. We'll have some coffee, have some light refreshments, but it's from 8:30 and it's over by 10. It's a short little retreat, which is going to be run like the Vesper service for people who are doing it in the morning. There will be a kind of very serene kind of worshipful atmosphere. There'll be some candles, and we'll have like the same kind of easy to enter into worship, very kind of like with a lot of silence. This time we'll add a couple of scriptures with a very short reflection, and you can take time just to sit with it and to write out your thoughts. How is God speaking to you in these things. So it is has a little more of a retreat element, but it still captures the same kind of feeling of entering into like we did a Vesper service, except it's a very early morning service, 8:30 to 10, and that's on December 20th. That way you're home by 10:15, 10:20, but you do get this hour and a half that for you, you can really sit and be focused on the themes of Christmas, the most important things, and meeting with God yourself. Uh, it's almost like a selfish thing if you think about it, that you and the Lord can meet together, that you can get that sense of reconnecting with God, of being uh, connected to the event of Jesus coming to us, and that all happens on the 20th before the frantic dinner making and all the events of Christmas Eve and things going on. Okay, so there are also other events. They're all written down for you. I just wanted to let you know and explain some things for you. So be praying for us. Be praying for us, our whole church community, as we minister this month, starting tomorrow morning with Christmas in the Village. All right. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.